So we find that we are encroaching our forests, we are cutting down trees to put up buildings and all, and this is affecting the animals, and also the communities around that. So we need to stop being greedy as human beings. We need to find a balance. It's all about finding the balance. All right. The next issue that we identified was lack of clear indicators. So you find that there's a lot of vague maybe language going on. For example, there's assumption. Most people might not know what there's the difference between the tree cover and forest cover. And so this leads to vague plans, lead to vague results. So you find that we are not focusing as we should on the right things. So we need to develop clear indicators across all clear indicators. So the next point we identified was inclusion. There's lack of inclusion. You find maybe in the policy making and the implementation processes, we are lacking most of these communities maybe and groups that should be there, because they believe the people who are close to the problems are also the people close to the solution. So we need an inclusion across all aspects of life, regardless of gender, age, profession. We all need to be included in the process so that we are able to remove the barriers to implementation. There's also a gap of lack of awareness, so we need to create a lot of awareness and mass sensitization on responsible practices. That is the problem of afforestation, or when we're dealing with afforestation. We need people to stop looking at just tree growing, especially now where everyone is focused on planting trees. But are we looking at growing the trees? What is the survival rate? Are we going back to look at the trees that we planted? How are they doing? Are they being watered? What was the survival rate? How are the wildlife maybe that are in these places we are planting these trees? How are they relating with this type of plants and trees? So we need to be responsible and create awareness and educate the masses on responsible, that is like, for example, tree growing, not just tree planting. We also have another problem, which is limited strategies, and this is multifaceted, limited strategies. You find that you are only focused on one maybe solution every now and then. We are not open enough to look at different things that we can, different approaches. We're just looking at tree growing, don't throw litter here and there, but can we diversify? Let us have multifaceted approach on solutions. Let us not just think on one thing that we have been, like someone who told us in the morning, the way people are just talking about cut one tree, maybe grow two or grow one. So let us think of, can we first not just cut down the tree? So let us diversify our approaches and solutions. The other one, we have language barrier. And this one, you will agree with me, even us here, some of us, there are terms that we are not still familiar with. And we are the environmentalists, we are the people in the climate spaces. And so now think about that local farmer, think about that local woman coming across such terms. You're telling her about mitigation, you're telling her about this document. So we need to break down these technical terms and jargons so that everyone is able to be included. Because you find that now, if you're only talking about using these difficult terms, then we are not having everyone on board. People have been left, they withdraw automatically, even the young people. Once you start talking about those difficult terms, they withdraw. But once you tell them, let's do a tree planting, let's do this and this, they start relating. So in our spaces where we find ourselves in, let us break down our language so that we find that we have inclusion, total inclusion. We also have the problem of financing, and we agree this is the elephant in the room. We could all sit here, we could all come up with all brilliant ideas, but without the finances, then there's only so much that we can do. So we need budgeting from national and county levels to finance all these projects. We need more financing from stakeholders, especially from the first world countries, who are also actually causing most of the destruction. So that's actually something we are demanding for. And then policy implementation. There's a lot of greenwashing going on. You find that every company, every organization, they're talking about all these agendas, going green, everyone is going green, but do they really mean it? Because people are focused on profit and not people. So we need to go down and remember the people at the grassroots, who are the people who really matter, who are the people who we are all advocating for, and the wildlife and tourism. Once we do all this in harmony, we promote tourism, and the economy grows, and we all grow. Because once the economy grows, you find that there are communities living very close to these sites that depend on tourism. And if the tourism is affected, then a family might go hungry. So once you have this harmony across all aspects, then we are going to have we are going to remove the barriers and have action, impact, positive impact. Going on to number 2, how best could different actors meaningfully inform the implementation status report? Okay, so we were able to come up, and again, this is cutting across wildlife, forest, and tourism. Tourism now that includes the people. So number 1, we need to map out and categorize different actors and their different roles. As we said again, vague plans yield vague results. So where you find that everyone, once something fails, we are all looking at each other. I thought you were the one to do this. I thought you were the one to do this. So we need to really map out and everyone know that the stakeholders are doing this, the CSOs are doing this, the government is doing this, and you find at the end of the day, as our professor Wangari Maathai say, that it's the little things that we do as citizens that will make a difference. So the little that you do and the little everyone does responsibly, at the end of the day, we are going to help inform the implementation status report and give accurate information and data. Again, we need everyone, inclusion, we need everyone on board. Let this not be just for the select few, we need everyone. Everyone can play a part and make a difference. Again, we need to harmonize the implementation and the reporting so that we don't have different people just reporting or maybe on different things. Let us harmonize our reports so that at the end of the day, we have an informed status report. We also need to increase coverage of capacity building so that maybe sessions like this are not just left for us, where we also other people can follow and learn and also share. Because once I learn, I also go and teach someone else. So we need increased coverage. And also we need coordinators for each stakeholder actor category. This is also to also emphasize on the first point which we said, like map out and categorize different actors and their different roles, and then let us have coordinators so that things are not left just hanging and people assuming if someone is going to do this or that he is going to do that. Everyone knows their duty, everyone knows their role, so that at the end of it, everyone contributes. And those are our points, and you find that this cuts across wildlife, forest, and tourism. As we say, we are a whole ecosystem. So as human beings, let us stop just thinking that the earth is just ours only. We are sharing it with the wildlife, and it's affecting our life, it's affecting our tourism, our economy, social, and all these issues cutting across all aspects of life. At the end, I'm going to say we need everyone on board, a partnership for our planet, and remember that this is our only planet. There is no planet B. That was it from Group 4.